Hello, good morning out there in Facebook land, all my friends in the Americas and Europe and Asia and Australia. It is Sunday morning here in Bali, and good morning, Liz. Good to have you here. I'm just starting now, so this is great. So I wanted to share with you just briefly. Yesterday I put up a video, well, it might be your afternoon depending on where you are. I put up a video showing there's like green at the beginning, and then you see these two pyramids, and it's just a little bit of information on this place called the Pyramids of Chi here in Ubud. And I've done 5 gong bath sessions in the pyramids, in the bigger pyramid, as well as a cacao ceremony, and I've also done a breathwork session, all in 1 week. Oh, and a foot massage. And I have to say that I've experienced some extraordinary healing in this past week. Hi there. Thank you for joining me for your dinner there, Liz, and Liz, your son, whose name I'm not remembering, but anyway, the tall one from college. Hi. Or maybe both of you, both of your boys are with us. So anyway, okay, so gong baths in these pyramids. It's been incredible. My back has been a problem for a couple of months now, and I feel like it's completely cleared. Not only that, I feel also that I've cleared some old cellular memory of injuries from my years in the martial arts. I've also cleared some old self-esteem stuff that was still keeping me, like holding me back from stepping up more fully. I also feel that some of my gut issues with candida are also gone, and this is all through frequency healing, through getting these intense gong baths, sound baths, basically in these pyramids, which are sacred geometry and designed to, I guess somehow, we don't know exactly, but activate energies more intensely. So I just wanted to share that that's not really part of the reading for today, but that piece has been really something here for me, and it speaks to, I believe, the times we're in, and so I just want to touch on that a little before I talk about the card of the day and the theme. And it might not be a mystery. I might be preaching to the choir of whoever's here or whoever watches this later. We are living in times of great change, times when the system as it has been and the way that many of us were raised, if we're like over 40, it's becoming more and more clear that it's unsustainable, doesn't work, is toxic to spirit, mind, and body. And so while the news and the mainstream consciousness would have you believe we're all going to hell in a handbasket, welcome, Marie. Good to have you here. So while the mainstream it would have you believe that all is almost lost, or that we have to keep being in a consciousness of war and danger and hate and this, and and conflicts, infighting at this level of day-to-day awareness of the problems with the government and this and that and my neighbors and my life and money and banking and whatever those little day-to-day things are. They feel very big. I get it. I get it when you're in financial struggle, when you're in relationship struggle. They're big and they're important. However, there's a whole nother conversation going on the planet, and a whole nother creative awakening that's happening. It's happening a lot among the young people. So Liz, I'm really glad to have your boy or boys here with us, because they may already be tapped into this. There's a whole nother thing going on, which is a great awakening on the planet, where people are tuning into alternative everything, alternative currency, alternative health, alternative perspectives on the world, alternative ways of creating relationship, alternative exchange, alternative ways of eating and diets. And all of this is starting to create a whole new way of being. And believe me, it is almost everywhere on the planet. Except in those places, hi, welcome Charlotte. Good to have you here. Except in those places where people are extremely destitute or in war zones, but I would suspect even there are people who are awakening and who are making major changes. So that ties in with this experience of healing I've had in the pyramids. Many of us who come to places like Ubud, Bali, to Chiang Mai, to Pai, Thailand, to Sedona, Arizona, and many pockets around the planet. Those are my particular locales, but there are many. We call them, they're like our little bubbles, and they're bubbles where new consciousness is being birthed, new systems, new ways of relating, and there's a lot of alternative healing. Healing at the soul and energetic level. Because we are living at a time, as I said, when things are changing on the earth, but we've inherited approximately 6,000 years of dominator culture and the trauma and toxicity that comes at the cellular and emotional and relationship level. So we were raised, many of us were raised in environments where that old paradigm of domination and control and, you know, children should be seen and not heard, and obedience, and the government is out for your best interests, and they're not. But we believed all that, and maybe at some point that was true. But where our fathers and grandfathers were subject to the traumas of war, and our mothers and grandmothers were subject to it in a different kind of way. So we're clearing that. And I heard the other day from someone, darn, I can't remember now, but it was someone who studies this stuff, that at the cellular level, we carry 14 generations of stuff, of information. And a lot of that information has been trauma. So we're clearing it. So sound healing, as I did in those pyramids, is one of many, many modalities of healing. So if you are at a time in your life where you're feeling like all is lost, or you're riling at the system because you're starting to wake up to realize that actually it's not designed to serve or help you in any way, it's understandable if anger is there, and I definitely recommend that you find ways to release that anger and not hold it in your body. Release it safely, not harming others. There are many processes and things you can do that. You can always private message me and ask. Tell me where you're at, what you need, and I have a lot of resources available to me. And if I don't have them, I probably know people who do. So yeah, please, if that's what's happening for you, it's important that you release and let the anger go. If you are at the place where you're already kind of in the awakening, as we say, I definitely want to invite you to continue to explore and connect and speak with people and tune into the vibration and the frequency of love. Not as romantic love or love of mothers and fathers for their children, or children for their friends or whatever, but love is a frequency. Love is a recognition that we are all in this together and we're all one family, and that the solution to fear and hate and alienation is love, and is the awareness of our ultimate unity. We're all in this together. Now, let's dial this in specifically to the theme of the day, which comes from my morning tarot pull and meditation. And I believe I've gotten this card before on one of these readings, but this is called Aloneness. And this is the 9 in the major arcana. And the theme I got for this today is to follow your own light. Ultimately, that is what we have to do. We have to follow that little light inside of us that is guiding us, that is divinely guiding us to our purpose, to our mission, to our truth, and to that frequency of love. You know, there's that song, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine." It's time. It's time, it's time, it's time to let our lights shine. Not just in the church or the temple, not just when we're feeling good, but continually recalibrating back to that light, to following that inner light, So if you are being called to be an artist and everyone around you says, that's crazy, you should be an accountant, you're good with numbers. It's time to follow that little light and let it shine and illuminate. Even if you feel alone on the path, because that is your divine guidance calling you to step into your unique piece of the puzzle during this time of awakening. And we need you, all of us, the whole planet needs you to be in that frequency of love and happiness and wholeness by following your own divine light. Because if you follow and obey what the external world will tell you to do, you will find that your light diminishes over time. So there is a quote from Gandhi that's arising for me, which is something about, even if you are a minority of one, the truth is still the truth. And your truth is your truth. And that is part of the awakening we are coming to, is the recognition that the truth lies within. And we have to listen to that still small voice and allow that light to shine. So there's another piece to this aloneness that I want to bring forward today for those of you who are listening now or who may listen in the future. And that is the actual archetypal meaning of this card, which is the 9 in the major arcana, which is often called the Hermit or the Crone. And what arose for me today as I went into meditation reflecting on this card was, Dawn, you've done a lot of healing work recently in the past week. I mean, I literally, all of this healing work. It's time to be alone again and integrate. So here's the thing. I have a real tendency to be a hermit, and I'm perfectly fine being alone, writing in my journal, meditating, doing yoga, going for a swim. I'm not an extrovert. I'm mostly an introvert. So it's easy to be alone. So for me, the balance is to be sure that I don't just fall into the hermit. So that, I guess my message then is, or the guidance that's coming through is, to really tune into your own inner guidance to know when is it time to be a hermit, to integrate, to really go in and connect with your own inner wise woman or wise man self, your own inner guidance, so that you're sure that that little light is shining and illuminating and leading the way for you. So it's not the mind and the worry and the fear and the external BS that's leading you, but the internal light that's leading you. And when, for those of us who are introverts, and I know that I work with a lot of introverts, that we're not hiding, that we actually bring that little light out to the world to let it shine. It's very important at these times. Many people are feeling lost and confused and alone and scrambled, and that is going to get more intense as we move more into these times of awakening and the shift of the ages. The system will continue to try and control and eliminate and siphon energy and activate the fear frequency among people. And that's going to set people off, because we know that the frequency on Mother Earth has increased. The Schumann resonance has increased, which means people who are operating at very low frequency are going to be less and less resourced to handle their lives. So those of us who have a light shining within, it's no longer enough for us to hide on the mountaintop and meditate and activate frequency that way. We have to be in service to those who are falling apart. And we have to go back into our aloneness to make sure that we're not carrying the burdens of other people, and so that we're activating and connecting with our own divine guidance and our own light. So it really is a balance. It's a give and it's a take. We have to, when we feel that light shining and we feel strong, we have to go out there in the world and shine that light. And when we start to feel like, oh, I need to come back and integrate, come back in and integrate. I'm going to take a moment and look here. So you're giving a talk next week to a group of women. Why we feel like we're frauds. Yes, this is a real issue. We have to be connected to our inner guidance, and some of us have been in hiding. I had fraud syndrome for way too long, Murdy, so I totally relate to what you're saying. I'm not good enough yet. I need to learn more. And the truth is, I was just hiding. I was becoming a hermit, and the only people who got to experience that light were the people closest to me. And so it's not enough right now because others need our light too. As long as we don't do it for the secondary gains of being a martyr. That's the other thing. We have to take care of ourselves first. We have to nourish and nurture ourselves so that we're strong enough to shine that light. So again, it's a flow. It's a give and take. It's like that figure 8. You know, we're flowing in and out. We have to nurture self and really trust our own guidance and love ourselves enough to be the light, to put our own oxygen mask on first before we begin serving others. And then to go out there and to serve to the greatest capacity we can in whatever way we are uniquely being guided by that little light. And then when it's time to come back in. And make sure that we're feeding ourselves. And again, I always say, you know, meditation, it's important. Meditation is really important. We have to have a way to check in with ourselves. So I've been rambling for a while now, so I want to wrap this up and leave you with the thought or that little song, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine for yourself first, for those you love, and then go out there in the world in whatever way that light is calling you and shine your light because we need it right now. And if you have questions of any kind, definitely reach out to me. And more than that, I have an ask because I'm sharing these things every day. I would really, really, really appreciate it if you would like this, if you would share this, if you would leave a comment below. It's not enough just to like it, apparently. Share a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this. Share this with others who might find this message helpful. And check in with my website. I have many ways. So again, sending you love in my next call tomorrow. Mwah.